Alright, hello everybody. We're going to be looking at the Chicago Huntsmen versus London Royal Ravens at the Seattle home series. As this was the finals, Chicago ended up taking it 3-1. But I wanted to do a little bit of VOD review. As always, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all the love. But yeah, let's watch this and see how this map goes. So, I want to first talk about the break, as I always do. London has a good spawn for P2. P1 here, P2, 3, 4, 5. That was a scuffed 5, but that's fine. So London has a good spawn for P1 to P2 and that rotation. Huntsmen are gonna need to flip, and it looks like, oh yeah, they're gonna need to flip, and they're gonna need to have some form of pressure to the hill, so they don't just give London a free 60 points. So what I think is gonna happen is Chicago is gonna send a lot of pressure up this side of the map. Don't know what that's called, but they're gonna send a lot of pressure up there. And it looks like number 5, that's Pristini. He's probably gonna be doing that. That's just how Pristini plays. He goes for the he goes from plays like this for the map positioning plays, which doesn't really get reflected on the scoreboard. So props to him. He's doing the dirty work. But looks like we have number 3. That's Envoy. Is going to be going up top rugs. The rest, the other 3 might be going to this top mid building, looking out here, maybe going over to rugs, or going down to help Pristini with the rotation. Who knows? But London is stacking 4 people in this broken building, whatever this is called, castle, I don't know. And then sending scraps right down the middle, probably to meet up with whoever that Chicago is sending down the middle. But let's see how this break goes for each team and see if they're successful with what they want to do, because it looks like London's really going to try and get as much as they can off this first hill. And they're going to want to not let the Huntsmen rotate. Alright, as of right now, we have the teams just posturing around the hill, trying to get some entry kills to clean out the rest of the other team, but that's... Huntsman got 4 down basically instantly. Now where did Pristini go? So it looks like Pristini went up this long hallway thing, P5, through bottom middle, and is probably going to sit on the sandbags. That's a great position for him to be. I like that. Especially since the hill just popped, there's no need for you to rotate with 56 seconds left. So having Pristini just sit right here on this heady basically means that he's got a guaranteed kill because his teammates got 3 kills on the hill. Somebody snuck all the way around. I don't know who this is. Maybe Scump. Is this Scump? Scump's number 4. Yeah, so this is Scump who snuck all the way through to the back of the castle and was able to clean up scraps. So this is great aggression offer up for the Huntsmen. Envoy's in the hill. Our Cities is under it. And Formal is in this top building. This like top mid type of building with a long angle towards basically the entire map. He can look here. He can look down here. He can look over here. He can help Pristini. He can look down the middle. He's got a lot of angles to look at that he can look at. And it can be a very successful spot to be. But because of this, we just saw number 8 spawned. Like right here, yeah, so number 8 spawned a little bit out already due to this aggression from the Huntsmen. So let's keep on. So yeah, they're still spawning slightly out, which definitely tells London that there's people in the castle. I don't know if they know that Pristini moved over there, but either way. But yeah, the Huntsmen are just kind of chilling. They've got control of the hill. They're in a spot where they can easily move their people over to rotate to the next hill. There's still 35 seconds, so they might not want to do that yet. But it's definitely a very good hold that they've got on this hill. But now, given that there's 25 seconds left, Huntsmen are probably going to want to rotate, and as we just saw, Formal spawned all the way back here. That is not where you want to be. So Formal's probably yelling for somebody that's in castle to move up. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, Huntsmen are going to have 55-ish seconds if they hold the rest of this. Pristini's going on his off angle. All the way in the back already. So, this great play from Pristini to just yeet, kinda. Where did he come from? So yeah, they spawned, him and Envoy spawned at the last hill, and she kinda just ran up the street to go into this building. Does Envoy end up dying? Yes, he does, but Scump Arcides ends up trading it, sorry. And yeah, as Momo just said, London might think they have the rotation. They have 4 bodies back here. They've got 4 bodies back here, but they don't have the rotation because they got Pristini in the hill. I want to see where the Huntsmen are going to be spawning. I want to watch for number 2 on the minimap. And number 1. So they're spawning in the front of the hill. So London still has the rotation after all that. Sorry, my voice just died. They ended up with 3 big kills towards Castle, which secured the spawns for them. And now Huntsmen are spawning around the P5 area. Pristini's there's a big thing on him right now to stay alive in the back of the hill. They probably know he's there, so they're probably going to be hunting for him. So I think he should just sit somewhere and like wait for somebody to challenge him and then try and kill them, just to get some form of an entry into the hill. Well, let's see how the Huntsmen try to handle this, but Dylan got him, so that's just things from Dylan. Apparently, is this a wallbang? I've never seen that yet. But it looks like Huntsmen are trying to break through the front. This is interesting. I don't see this too often. Usually breaking through the back. Honestly, breaking through the front might be a little bit easier, because there's less angles for people to look at you from, but breaking through the back is more guaranteed that you'll have spawns. But oh god, that's a team kill from the Huntsman. That's never what you want to see. Pristini just sent it with Arcides, Formal, Envoy. They just sent it right in, but Scraps playing the head glitch, great on him to clean up the 2 kills. Other 2 go into his team. So there's 30 seconds left. It looks like Huntsmen are still wanting. I think Huntsman's plan right now is to have them trapped back here. But they're are they starting to rotate? Oh yeah, the 10 seconds left. They're gonna be starting to rotate. I like the maps up now. So I don't think the Huntsmen realized that London spawned in this castle to Rugs area, and this spawn from castle opens up this lane of the map from Rugs into P3, and that's a pretty big thing for for London, because they can just walk right into the hill with almost no contention. Number 3 Envoy was maybe trying to sniff something out, but he ended up going. He ended up being killed. So now Chicago knows that there's people coming up this side. Number 1 Formal. He's probably going to go all the way to the back and play through this door, or run in and play through the window, or look through here. Not sure exactly what he's going to do, but right now it looks like, I don't know who's going to have a good spawn for the hill, because you have a London player here, Chicago player here. Neither team has control. The Chicago player is more pushed up, so maybe we'll have a Chicago spawn here. But I would have it's more likely that they'll spawn here. But yeah, both teams are really going to be wanting to contest this hill, because the game's close to even. But number 5, Pristini's just making it scrappy at the old hill. So where does London spawn? So, okay, so Chicago's got a good spawn. Player number 1 and whoever's right next to him. I can't see the number. Looks like, yeah, so Formal just went into the building to look through this window. Get an angle up towards Rugs, angle up towards top mid over here. And because of that, it caused number 2, Arcides, to spawn back here, and London spawning on the other side of the map. Thankfully for London, though, you do have 3 players up here. And not thankfully for them, you have Scump and Pristini right behind them, so depending on how these gunfights go in mid-map, Scump and Pristini could just end the London push on this hill. But it looks like Scump ended up dying, so that opened up. Oh, that opened up the middle because that's where Scump was. So Chicago knows this, and they're not challenging middle. Like they know London has control of this building, so they're not looking at it. Formal peeked it a little bit, shot a couple shots, and dipped. Because they know, alright, they can have this power position, and we're just not going to look there. They can have 4 Scump go up this stupid little alleyway. Number 5, Pristini can stay towards Rugs. And Chicago knows that they've got a really good control on this hill right now. Yeah, that's basically that. The Huntsmen are still spawning back here. This is just going to be Huntsmen wanting to hold, and London hasn't been able to get anybody to the hill until now. Zero's able to get in. But Chicago's got a good spawn, so there's no hope for London. Even if they trade, this is favorable for Chicago because they got a good spawn for this. But 13 seconds left. Hill's going to rotate to castle. And London has control. They have control of the castle, have control of Rugs, and they have control of P1. So London's in a very favorable spot here. But Chicago, they're actually rotating this time. They've got number 5, Pristini, going all the way around. Number 2, Arcides trying to follow him up. Formal, probably top middle. Either top middle or in the corner outside of the building. I can't really tell. But either way, these next coming gunfights, you also have Envoy running up the side and Scump grabbing the scrap time, but these next few gunfights are going to be very big for either team. Going to lock down the spawns for the next hill, and we'll secure the spawns for the next hill, which is going to be big. That was okay. So the kills are trading back and forth. Where does London spawn? London spawns at this little down low. That's an alright spot. It looks like Chicago spawned at the stupid long hallway thing with a B bomb site, I think this is. So it looks like Chicago's going to want to send bodies to the front. Just because that's where they're spawning. Yeah, so well, what happened here was London just won their fights. They had control of this side. Thought I just saw a bug in my room, but they have control of this side of the map. They won their gunfights that they needed to win, and now they have control and have probably a free 15 to 20 seconds, at least a free 15 to 20. I mean, they've already had it for 15, but they're going to have a free probably 10 to 15 more seconds after this before any contention from the Huntsmen come in. Yeah. It's going to be... when the clock's going to hit 30 seconds before somebody from the Huntsmen can even break in. But it looks like the Huntsmen... How did this break happen? You have number 3 and a number 5 up top. Number was 1, 3, and 5 up top. Yeah, numbers 1, 3, and 5 going from P1 to the second floor. And Envoy coming from down low. Pristini challenging this as well, and they all just won their fights. Arcides is rotated to the new hill, but he was the only one there. Huntsmen know that they need to get to this next hill. But they would also like the scrap time. So we're going to have to see how this goes. What just happened here? So Huntsmen are starting to rotate. They have number 5, Pristini grabbing the scrap time. Numbers 1, 2, 3. Where's number 4? Oh, all 4 of them here. Well, now numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 pushing from Rugs. And it looks like we have trades but are favorable for the Huntsmen. Yeah, now the Huntsmen are in a good spot. They came out on top in these trades. And now they can play towards the back, as we see number 2, Arcides playing towards this back. This is obviously the more favorable spawn, given that the hill is right here. And London's just kind gonna sit on this head glitch at the top.
And again, this is a nice positioning from the Huntsmen. This is almost one of those pushes where
but this is gonna be a very scrappy hill, it looks like. And oh my god, Arcides just sent it right into the hill. But number 9, that's 0, was able to sneak through. Number 8's following, and that's causing the Huntsmen to spawn behind these players in the front. Let's see where. So number 7, that's Shawnee, did turn around. Okay, Shawnee was in a good spot on these stairs, and he was able to watch this front side, and as the Huntsmen were spawning up here towards the front of the hill, he was able to just turn around, clean up the kills. So yeah, that was an easy break from London, it looked like. They're just able to just kind of walk in and kill the Huntsmen members. Scrap time is going to be going to Chicago. That's kind of meaningless. Will secure their lead by 50 after the first rotation. But after the first rotation, we're basically in the same spot that we were, like map state-wise, we're in the same spot that we were at the start of the game. First hill's here, second hill here. London has control of P1 right now, and it looks like London will have a good spawn for P2. The first time around when this happened, Chicago was able to hold... Was Chicago able to hold a lot? I don't even remember. Yeah, Chicago was able to hold a good amount of time up here. So Chicago is going to want to rotate again. We'll see where they end up rotating this time. They were relatively successful sending bodies up the this side of the map. But we'll have to see what they try to do again, and London will hopefully want to keep the spawns that they have. So what happened here? Pristini walked up to the hill, ended up cleaning up 2, but he ended up going down. Great shots from Formal. Getting a quick little beam onto Luskin. And we just have all sorts of trades going on in the hill. Favorable for both teams, I guess. Favorable for the Huntsmen because they came out on top in the trades and they had more bodies in the hill. But favorable for London because they have spawns for next. So let's see, where is... There's 30 seconds left. Huntsmen don't seem to have any sign of rotating. Pristini's running. He's just running through the hill. I love that.
I will say the slaying is most certainly favouring the Huntsmen just by a slight bit, but those slight margins make big differences and little changes. Oh my, Shawnee there finally.
Well, that was kind of big from Shawnee to kill Envoy, because Envoy was in a spot where he could have just one man flipped the spawns if he won that fight versus Shawnee, but Shawnee ended up cleaning him up, so that's that. But Pristini was over here, so why did number 9 spawn there? Where did...
Oh my, Shawnee there finally taking down.
These are some weird spawns. Okay, so London has a body. So it looks like these spawns are horizontal. Like you have Chicago over here, and London over on this side, and it looks like that's just where the spawns are. This is weird. I don't like this spawn. How it's just making a horizontal line down the map. I don't like that at all. That's really weird. But yeah, but the spawn for number 9 probably is gonna make London think that there's definitely a presence in this castle. There's only one player there, which is why I don't like that. Like, there's only one player in castle, yet number 9's spawn is so influenced by that they're on the other side of the map. It's just like... But what this does tell, yeah, what the spawn from number 9 does tell the London team is that Chicago has players in castle, and they're going to be looking towards it. However, I don't think they know where the Huntsmen are going to be spawning next, because number 9 just spawned in front of P3. Right, yeah, right. They spawned right in front of P3. And Envoy just spawned basically exactly where number 9 spawned about 5 seconds ago. So I don't know if London's going to realize that there's players coming from the front too, but Pristini's here. Zero was able to go around as he spawned. He is because of that spawn I was mentioning about, but London has control of this hill again. Huntsmen are obviously going to be wanting to try to play the spawns. It looks like they're playing towards the front of the hill again, sending a couple bodies there. And I don't know how much longer the Huntsmen are going to want to be throwing bodies at the front of this hill. There's 25 seconds left. Number 6 has snuck all the way around the map into the new hill. No, there's 25 seconds left and nobody on the Huntsman is thinking of rotating until formal. Just now turned around, and he's going to be looking to see if people are here, but he's got 2 bodies near him and he has no idea yet.
Yeah, and coming into this, by the way, as well, we saw London have a bit more repetition.
But it looks like Chicago's sending their bodies back now. With 5 seconds left, they're just going to let London have this, and they're sending bodies down P5. So if we lock down a spawn, it looks this will probably be favorable for Chicago because they have more bodies in the vicinity of the hill. They have 5, like, relatively close to it. And London has 3 of their players on the other side of the map still. So we'll have to see if Shawnee can go big back here. But he gets taken down. So where does Chicago spawn? So Chicago's spawning in the back of the hill. So that's good for them. And it looks like they're able to clean up all their kills too, so this is gonna be big. This is gonna be some big time for the Huntsmen. Oh my god.
It feels like the Huntsmen have been in the lead for a large majority of this whole match.
Oh yeah, they haven't let it go. They've not let the lead go whatsoever. They're playing this very smart still, even with London.
So this is honestly just a great hold from London. Oh my Jesus, what the hell? But there's 15 seconds left. I like Huntsmen are rotated this time. They have Scump at the new hill. Nobody on London's here. Scump is there. Their Huntsmen are low-key giving up on this next hill, but who the hell is this? This is Zero. That's Wuskin chilling all the way back here. I like this, but I hate it. I hate it because if I would see somebody doing this, that's just... If Wuskin is back there still, and imagine Wuskin's right here and you get killed by him. Imagine how fucking tilting that would be. Like, god damn it. I love that play, but I hate it just because of how stupid that shit is. God damn it. But let's continue. Yeah, Wuskin's got no pressure near him though. But number 4, Scump, is going to have a lot of pressure near him as London starts to rotate. Scump is all by himself. Chicago sent him on a on a solo mission, but they know he's up top. So yeah, Scump's just gotta be annoying up there for them, honestly. Like let his team run in, let his team do their thing. RCD's looks like Chicago did the thing they did last time. They ran from rugs through P1 into the castle. And looks like they did that. They won their fights again and are able to just break in. RCD's with a huge 5. Holy. And yeah, that just kind of sealed the deal for a little bit, but London's able to just bounce right back because they have control of the hill. They don't have control right now, but they got the spawns. They still have a good spawn up down here since Huntsman sent all of their pressure towards the P1 down this P1 hallway into the castle, and they didn't have much of a presence mid-map down this side. Just this entire side of the map, Huntsman had no pressure. And would that cause London to keep their spawn, meaning even though the Huntsmen are able to break through off of a 5-piece from RCD's, it's still a favorable position for London on this hill. However, rotation happens, 20 seconds left, Huntsmen are just kind of gonna guard this area of the map, it looks like.
Huntsmen, though, Miles, they are fully set up on this next hard point.
Yeah, ready
And
roll.
looks like Arcides is just trying to
We don't see something special come out of London here.
kill a couple people
For Arcides, he got
over
31
there.
kills for scraps. Both teams are racing towards a big win here. Envoy cut to ribbons there, but Arcides once again look at
Looks like London's gonna be sending a lot of pressure towards the front.
4 kills to the pile. He finds one.
Arcides is able to find one and kind of call out that there's such a big presence towards the front of this hill.
Find one, and oh boy, almost gets the second. Zero just cut.
Justini almost got that second kill, but Chicago still has a good spawn, so they're in a kind of a favorable spot here. As long as they can just get one wave of kills like that. So Chicago had one wave of kills in their favor, and boom, they can just they've got a good spawn. They've got 10 seconds left. London just has to send bodies at this point. This is the point of the game where you just gotta send bodies at the hill and pray that you get a nice break. But that's that. That is map 1, and now let's take a... Well, I want to have some final words about this. Chicago, rotation-wise, we're still a little bit suspect. It's just kind of been a recurring theme throughout the year with them. They just kind of... On this last hill, they had a very solid rotation when there was about 20 seconds left on the castle hill. There was like 20 seconds left here, and Chicago had like 4 bodies over here, and they were basically said, alright, yeah, take this 20. We'll hold this for 40 and win. And yeah, they basically just kind of not a little bit out. They did outslay a little bit. Formal, Arcides did really well. So yeah, just like Arcides had a pretty pop off game. Formal did solid. On the side of London, Scraps had a solid game. Everybody else did kind of okay. Shawnee and Zero, I'm not that hot, but whatever, it's fine. On the side, just looking at the scoreboard for right now. Huntsmen did outslay a little bit. They all either went positive or like 4 kills negative. That doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. That Scump is 22 and 26 here because the SMGs on London. You have Scraps having a good game, but Arcides is there to match, so it's just kind of matching each other, except for Formal, who was the only AR positive, right? Yeah, Wuskin is Wuskin the AR still for London? And I don't remember. If he still is, then yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling over here, but Chicago kind of rotated with they did not rotate that well. I think that's still something they need to work on. London had some good rotations, but they didn't clean up the key kills. That's what I've been meaning to say. Chicago got the kills where they needed to, and that just kind of allowed them to break hills easily instead of just like having an early rotation and holding it, which they did a couple times, and London was able to break. But this Castle Hill right here, P4. I loved the push from the Huntsmen where they just sent bodies down this hallway and kept one player like over in this back area, and that just kind of London looks like they didn't really have a response to that. But either way, Huntsmen ended up taking it 250 to 202. They were kind of in control since the first hill, and never really let London get that many points on each hill. Even when London was able to rotate and have a good hold, somebody from the Huntsmen was there to make it scrappy. But yeah, I'll be covering a few more games from this series. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and have a nice day.